Hey everyone, it's me again and welcome to Faith's Faces. If you're new to my channel, welcome to my little corner of the internet. My name's Faith Grenade and I put makeup videos here on YouTube, and you should subscribe and hit the little bell icon down below. It'll notify you every single time I upload so you don't miss a minute of this riveting action. So many actions. What you've stumbled across is Faith's Faces, which is usually a get ready with me or a makeup tutorial like we've got going on today. Finally, the long-awaited makeup tutorial. I created this look on a whim, just messing around with makeup one day, and I really fell in love with it, and I put a photo on Instagram, and you guys ate it up. You love this look. And even the people I see in person love this look. Like, I wore it, I went to the International Congress of Aesthetics and Spa in Philadelphia this past weekend. It was so much fun. I had a blast. Philly, y'all are crazy, but I love you. But yeah, I wore this there on the second day, and I wore it a couple other times, and I just kept like recreating it. And every time I wear this look, people fall in love. I get more compliments with this eye look than any other look that I've ever done, I think. And so this is what we're doing. The yellow speckles are a recent addition. You guys will find that out during the tutorial. I normally didn't do them, but this like sunsetty eye, do we feel this? Oh my god. The blend and just the combination of colors, it makes my eyes pop, it makes my lids look huge. It's just the perfect eye makeup. I call this my I need to impress people eye makeup. So if I'm going to a makeup networking event or anywhere that I think I might get clients out of the deal, I wear this because my face is my billboard, and this is the perfect, beautiful billboard to advertise my artistry and the way I do things. But the eye look is courtesy of Saucebox. You guys know I talked about Saucebox eyeshadows a little bit ago. I have such a positive experience with them, and recently, this is not sponsored by the way, recently Saucebox came out with the Double Decker palette, which is basically a magnetic eye palette. This is normally empty when you receive it, it's empty, but I filled it with all of my beautiful shadows because all of Saucebox's eyeshadows are magnetic and removable from the pans of each of their palettes. So you can take all of your little Saucebox eye palettes and depot them, or any other depottable palette, and just sort of slide them on into the magnetic palette. Now the reason it's called Double Decker is it's got two layers. So you've got the top layer and then the bottom layer down here. I separated my shadows into warm and cool. But not only that, this Double Decker palette, the top layer is removable. So you can totally take the layers out and separate them to see every single color you have. I love this idea. As a professional artist, I like being able to see all of my product all at once so I can pick my colors very easily. You can just slap this guy over here onto the other side of the palette. It's all magnetic and it just ends up looking so organized and so clean. Now the shadows I'm using for this look today are from a bunch of different eye palettes, and I'm going to show you the empty packaging of each one to show you just how much shadow can fit into this guy. So in this palette, I have the entire Saucebox Etude palette, which is all the mattes in there. I have all but 3 shadows from the Mermaid Life palette, and I have 1 shadow, or 2 shadows from the Art Nouveau palette. And this is just with Saucebox eyeshadows, and Saucebox pans are really, really big. So all told, this Double Decker palette can fit 16 Saucebox eyeshadows. I would say Saucebox pans are about the same size as Melt, so if you have Melt Cosmetics, this will fit 16 Melt Cosmetics eyeshadows. I'd imagine with something like a MAC pan or Makeup Geek that's significantly smaller, you could fit dozens in here. And if you guys want to know how to get this gorgeous, super popular, bronzy, dewy sunset eye magic, then just keep on watching, baby. Y'all, my phone completely shit the bed yesterday. Okay. Note to anybody who drinks kombucha, don't store kombucha in a book bag purse when you're walking around, because the cap of your kombucha will shatter and it will spill all over your phone rendering the charge port shorted. Don't feel obligated to get all of the palettes I've mentioned here. I think I'm using shadows from a total of 3 or 4 different Saucebox palettes. Just use whatever you have, honestly. This look is pretty easy to mimic. First, I'm going to use this shade down here, this sort of medium warm brown. This is from the Saucebox Etude palette. Pretty much every matte I use is from the Saucebox Etude palette. And then this is my transition shade, so you guessed it, it's going to go up into the crease very, very lightly. And for that, I'm using the Smith Cosmetics 232. I washed this once and it's already lost so much shape. I think maybe I didn't shape it properly when I washed it. I tend to be pretty lazy about that sort of thing, so yeah, I'm gonna have to reshape that the next time I wash it, but it's a beautiful blending brush. Then I'm going to take a Real Techniques Bold Metals 203 brush. This is just a teeny tiny crease brush, somewhat flat, somewhat fluffy. You pick whatever works, it really doesn't matter. I'm going to use this shade right next door to that medium brown. This is also from the Saucebox Etude palette. I'm going to go on the outer corner of the eye and we're going to pat this all around like so. I'll get up into the crease too, why not? Basically, this is just to add some definition and some matteness to my lids, and basically build that up until you're happy with it. Honestly, like I said before, these two shades pretty much almost completely disappear by the time the look is done, but I do think they're important to have in there. Okay, so we're going to switch over to the lid for a second. I'll continue deepening up this crease in a hot minute, but I want to get the lid started because I'm really excited about it. First, I'm going to jump in with my Esom W21, which is the smaller of the two flat shader brushes in their line, and I'm going to take this shade down here. This is from the Mermaid Life palette, which may or may not still be available. I don't know. Like, it's just a shimmery champagne shade. Use what you have. I absolutely love this shade though because it is so brightening. Like, it wakes me up. This is a quad shot of espresso in an eyeshadow. And I don't even drink coffee. And I'm also going to put that on the first portion of the lower lash line on the inner corner. We're just going to mash it all in there, outlining the lid. And this doesn't take much building up at all. I will tell you, if you have Mermaid Life, this shadow is very, very soft. So be careful because it will crumble on you. I'm gonna jump in to this orangey shade right here, which I believe is also part of Mermaid Life. Yes. This is Treasure Chest from the Mermaid Life palette. I'm gonna dig into that with the other side of the same brush. Nice, beautiful coppery orange color. And I'm going to put that, you guessed it, right next to the champagne gold shade. We're just going to blend that kind of over top of the champagne gold, just to smash those two colors together and then slowly push it out. So now that that orange is good and established, we're going to move to a different brush because we're working with some darker colors and I didn't want to, you know, contaminate. It's going to be all about keeping the colors separate but blended. That's what makes this look so good. I'm going to take a Real Techniques shading brush. It's kind of thicker, denser brush, and I'm going to dip into this juicy shimmery red shade, which is from the Art Nouveau palette by Saucebox. I'm going to dip into that. And I'm going to put that next to the orange. Are we noticing a pattern here? I'm going to smash that kind of on top of the orange, moving over a teeny bit. And we're also going to work that up into the crease a small bit, just to bring a little red up there. So this shadow, let me see if I can... Okay. I'm pretty sure this one here, this purple, is from the Mermaid Life palette, if I'm not mistaken. I can confirm that real quick for you guys. Yes, okay. So this purple is also from the Mermaid Life palette. There is a purple in the Art Nouveau palette that will work just fine if that's all you have, because I know this was a limited edition palette, but I am going to dip into this purple and we're going to put that on the outer corner. And that's going to mix in with that brown red and create kind of a purpley burgundy color that's really, really pretty. I had gotten to this point when I first created the look and I was like, ugh, this is boring, something's missing. What's missing? It was purple. So I dipped into that and I'm going to connect that to the red. You guessed it, moving across here. And we're going to build this up a little bit, you know. We want it to be visible, we want her to be seen. But we are going to layer some shadow on top of it too. So don't get too pressed about it. This purple is really pigmented. It can shine through just about anything, but we're just gonna work that. Build it up to the opacity we want. And again, I'm carrying that up into the crease a teeny weeny bit, not too much. And you can, again, also keep going back. Like for example, I kind of lost the red here a little bit, so I'm gonna dip back into my red shade on the other side of the same brush. And we're just going to pat that over top where we lost some. And then we just go back and forth between the purple and the red to blend it together. You're going to be doing this a lot. Basically just going back and forth from one color to the next. Build up one, build up the other, build up one, build up the other, smash them together until you get a smooth blend. This is going to take some time, and it's not because the shadows are bad. It's just because creating that soft, smooth gradient takes a lot of work and a lot of time. So put your patient pants on. It's worth the wait. Take a little more of that darker, kind of rusty red color from the Etude palette, and I'm going to lay it on top of the purple. Now don't panic, because this purple is potent. It will still show through. It's just going to get that matte outer corner back, which is what we want. And then, and this is something that I did not do the first time I did this look, because I didn't have this palette at the time, but I recently got the Saucebox Forbidden Fruits palette in the mail, and it had the exact purple I was looking for in a matte form. So that is this shade right here in the center. I'm going to take my same Bold Metals brush and just barely tap into that very, very pigmented shade, very grapey kind of purple. And I'm going to lay that over top of the two shadows in the outer corner just to bring some of that purple back. Okay, now lower lash line. Lower lash line is basically identical to the upper lid. We're just repeating it on the lower. So I'm gonna go in to my Double Decker palette and I'm gonna grab that coppery orangey color, this guy, on that same flat shader, because this flat shader works really well for lower lash line work as well. And I'm going to grab that and I'm going to put it right next door to what we put on the inner corner of the lower lash line. Then I'm going to swap over to my darker color brush, and you guessed it, dip into the red from the Art Nouveau palette, and we're going to put that right next to the orange. Color by numbers, guys. This is so easy. Do the purple from the Mermaid Life palette. You guessed it, we're going to put that right on the outside edge here. And we're going to mash that in. Alright, we're looking good. Crease is looking pretty ding-dang blended, except for this one little spot back here that I can't seem to get fully blended out, but I will address that off camera and get back to you. I'm gonna go ahead and do liner, lashes, and mascara off camera. For liner, I'm gonna avoid because I want the shadow to really stand out, and again, I have small eyes. Lashes are gonna be the usual It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara and Ardell 113 Wispies. I find those are the best lashes for this because you can still see the shadow, which is the important thing. And I'm also going to address this situation. Again, this has nothing to do with the shadow itself and everything to do with me being a lazy ass and not actually blending properly. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera. I'm going to put my foundation on. I already have a foundation routine. You guys can watch it up there. And I will be back to put on some lips for you guys. Okay guys, I am back. My base is on. It's just my foundation routine. For blush, I used the Stila Convertible color in the shade Gerbera. just this really bright, vibrant, peachy color that's sitting on my cheeks right now. Feeling it. I just did a very, very light application of that because I didn't want it to take away from the eyes in any way. We got ourselves situated. I did do a little bit of contour with a Saucebox shadow, believe it or not. I wanted to showcase the versatility of these shadows, so I used that guy right there. Just a touch for some contour. Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the shade Deep Bronze for some bronziness. I actually put foundation on today. The last couple of days, if you've been following me on like Facebook or Instagram, the last couple of days I haven't been wearing foundation. I've just been using my IT Cosmetics redness corrector. But I did wear foundation today because this look is so bright and vibrant and colorful. I really wanted to have that flawless base. I might actually add some liner too. I feel like having a little fun. And I have this Inglot gel liner in number 84. You know what? I might do that. Okay. So I'm going to take this Inglot gel liner in number 84. It still has the safety seal on it, so I'm just going to give you guys the satisfaction here. And I'm going to take a little liner brush, if I can find one, and we're going to do some speckles. I know I have one. Here it is. We're going to do some little speckles around the inside corner because I haven't done anything really fun in a while. I've been really sort of boring when it comes to makeup lately, so I'm going to take this yellow liner and I'm just going to start drawing little dots scattered throughout the inner corner of my eye here. So I didn't do the speckles for the actual makeup back in the day, but I felt like adding a little bit of fun, and I think I covered everything I used. So, lips. Lips, I'm going to do my favorite nude of the moment. This is a combo of two lipsticks. You guys know I'm not a big nude lip person. I much prefer like blue, deep, dark, crazy colors, that kind of thing, but I did feel like a nude lip would be a good call for this, particularly since I was wearing it to the trade show in Philly, and I wanted to make a good first impression on everybody. And so I'm going to go ahead and use my favorite lip combo of the moment for nudes. This is the L'Oreal Color Riche Shine Lipstick in the shade Glossy Fawn, number 900. It's, you can tell, like, can you tell I have used the living ball sack out of this? This is such a beautiful, beautiful lipstick, perfect nude shade, nice shiny finish, and I go ahead and top it with a little bit of my Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb, my secret weapon for the ultimate nude lip. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will be back to show you guys the finished look. See, not that big of a dramatic change, honestly, but so pretty. I love this lip. It's like cat buttholes. What cat buttholes? All honesty, like, oh, I'm obsessed with the way this lip looks on me. It's so comfortable and it's so infinitely touch-upable. I could go eat a burrito right now and then just top it up and be totally fine. There you go, guys. This is the finished look. I absolutely love this. It has become my go-to, like, I need to impress people with my makeup skills kind of look. I've worn it to many a networking event, and it's always been good. I do definitely like the addition of the yellow liner. I wasn't sure about it, but honestly, I think that gives such a little pop of interest, and it's an easy way to turn this into a festival look. So it's really, really cool. Without further ado, the thing I always forget to do, let's do some awkward posing. Awkward posing. Looking down. Looking forward. Looking fierce. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful, informative, or entertaining. If you did, there's a button for that. Spank that like button in the butt, you know it deserves it. And if you want to see more from me, you've got a couple options now. You can click the videos on either side of my head to binge if you're bored or bummed out, or hey, you can hit that button that looks like my face and subscribe and become a member of the faithful today. I put out new videos every Sunday. And if you really love me and you want to keep these videos going for the long term, I've got a Patreon link down below. I really appreciate your support. Thank you guys so much for watching and joining me today. And I will see you in the next video. Toodles!